Hi, I'm Ryan from Sunshower Online. I'm here at the Sunshower shop and you're watching Sunshower TV. Teflon tape, do I need it? Yes. All the time? Well, no. And you need to apply it differently in different applications. So I want to show you how. Now there are a few situations where we're going to need it and there are actually some where we won't. And the first rule I need to tell you is whenever there's an O-ring on a thread, put the Teflon tape away. Here's an example. We've got our manifold fitting. Typically you'll see these around your solenoid valve, so you'll connect the solenoid valve along each of those, and you'll see in each of these threads there's an O-ring on this side, and if I connect the manifold fitting in here and screw it on like so, if I put in Teflon tape, that's going to leak. It's going to affect how the seal sits on top of there, and without Teflon tape it sits nice and flush and that won't leak. The next situation is with your tap timer. Now that's going to screw into your tap there, but inside the top here we've got another O-ring. So if you were to put Teflon tape on your tap, you'd go to screw it up and it might sit a little bit funny, or the Teflon will make it hard to screw in all the way. And the key thing is you want to be able to screw it in all the way so that O-ring sits flush and nice on the bottom of your tap. So there are your two situations you don't use it. Let's get into the ones where you do. So our first situation when we're going to use Teflon, of course, without an O-ring, is a non-pressure situation. So that's after the irrigation valves, when the system's turned off, we haven't got any charged or pressured water within the system. So there's no constant pressure on a joint as far as a leak is concerned. And this common situation is underneath the pop-up, and we have a poly fitting here, and we'll need to put a bit of Teflon here to make a seal. So what I'll do is get my Teflon here, give it a little twist there, and we'll wrap around 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's probably enough. Right there, give it a little rub around, get into the threads, and then we can screw that straight into our pop-up. Right here. There we go. Now the next situation is a pressure situation, and that's typically with your brass fittings or anything before a solenoid valve. So when the system turns off, we have pressure built up in the line constantly. So the important thing is here, if we have a leak, even if it's a litre a minute or a 2 litre per minute, it's going to keep leaking. So very quickly that becomes a lot of litres. So we need to make sure we use our Teflon to make a watertight seal. So here's how we go about it. Get our Teflon here. We can wrap around. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 to get started. And we're going to break that off there, and then we give that a good rub. Get into the threads there. Get nicely into our threads. And then we're going to go again to make sure of it. So here we go. Let's get started. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. There we go. That's a pretty solid amount of Teflon right there, but that's what's required really. So it's about 16 rounds of Teflon. You can see we can still see our threads, and when we screw that on, we're going to have a nice watertight seal that won't leak under pressure, and we'll be good to go. So to recap, with your Teflon, if you've got any O-rings involved, put it away. But if you have O-rings, low pressure situations, after the valves, 3 or 4 times, and with your brass fittings or anything before the valves, constant pressure, we go around 6 times, give it a good rub, and then 10 more. That's 16 times around. And that's it. If you found that video useful, please give it a like and subscribe on YouTube. And better yet, head to Sunshower Online. We'd be happy to help.